Today's story will take us from the captivating legend of a golden city and tales of human greed in the search for it to valuable financial lessons for our lives today. Explore the fascinating story of El Dorado, the mythical city of gold that has mesmerized people for centuries. Originally linked to a ritual among the Muisca people involving a leader covered in gold, El Dorado has become a powerful symbol of unimaginable wealth. But beyond its glittering facade lies a darker truth. The relentless pursuit of El Dorado took a toll, not just on the land and its people, but also on those consumed by greed. It's a tale that echoes through history, showing how chasing quick riches can lead to ruin. Join us as we uncover the myths and separate fact from fiction. Discover why this legendary city of gold continues to captivate our imagination today, and learn about the real consequences of chasing instant wealth. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe and share your thoughts on the lessons learned from El Dorado's tale. Chapter 1: The Tale of El Dorado, the Quest for the Golden City. In the heart of South America, hidden by thick jungles and high mountains, lies the legend of El Dorado, the city of gold. The story starts not with a city, but with a man, a chieftain of the Muisca people, who lived in what is now Colombia. This chieftain would cover himself in gold dust and sail to the middle of Lake Guatavita, where he would dive into the waters, offering gold and jewels to the gods. This ritual led to the name El Dorado, meaning the Golden One. As the story spread among Spanish explorers in the early 1500s, it changed from a tale about a golden man to a golden city, and then to a whole kingdom filled with riches. The promise of El Dorado became irresistible, offering untold wealth to those who could find it. One of the first and most famous expeditions in search of El Dorado was led by Gonzalo Jimenez de Quesada in 1536. He and his men faced many dangers, including thick jungles, high mountains, and hostile tribes. They reached the Muisca land and found some gold, but it was not the endless wealth they had hoped for. The search for El Dorado wasn't just about gold, it was also about power and glory. Francisco Pizarro, who had conquered the Inca Empire, sent his half-brother Gonzalo Pizarro on a dangerous journey east of Quito in search of the Golden City. His expedition, launched in 1541, faced terrible hardships, including hunger, disease, and disappointment. After years of suffering, they found no city of gold, and returned with nothing but tales of despair. Despite these failures, the legend of El Dorado lived on, driven by hope and greed. One of the most tragic and brutal expeditions was led by Lope de Aguirre, known as El Loco, or the Madman. In 1560, he set out with hundreds of men down the Amazon River. His quest ended in madness and violence, with Aguirre turning against his own men in a fit of rage, leaving a trail of death behind him. The search for El Dorado had a huge impact. The relentless hunt for gold led to significant environmental damage, with vast areas of jungle being destroyed, and indigenous people being killed or driven away by the European invaders. It also ruined the finances of those who paid for the expeditions, often leading to their financial collapse. Interestingly, the legend of El Dorado was based on some truth. The Muisca people were skilled goldsmiths who created beautiful and intricate artifacts. One of the most famous pieces, the Muisca raft, shows the golden chieftain surrounded by his attendants, offering treasures to the gods. This artifact, discovered in a cave near Bogota, supports the origins of the El Dorado myth. Over time, El Dorado became a symbol of human dreams and the lengths people will go to achieve them, no matter the cost. The legend has inspired countless stories, books, movies, and even operas, becoming a big part of popular culture. Today, El Dorado represents not just the search for wealth, but the endless quest for glory and the often destructive nature of human ambition. It reminds us that chasing quick riches can lead to ruin, both for individuals and for entire cultures. While the Golden City of El Dorado may never have existed, its legacy is real. It echoes through history as a cautionary tale of the dangers of greed and the lasting power of myths. The true treasure lies not in gold, but in the lessons we learn from these stories. Chapter 2: El Dorado, the dangers of greed and get-rich-quick schemes. El Dorado, a name that sparks visions of gold and endless wealth. But what can this legendary city teach us about human greed and the dangers of get-rich-quick schemes? Let's uncover some valuable lessons. The allure of instant wealth. Imagine the excitement of the explorers. They believed they could find a city made entirely of gold, changing their lives overnight. The idea of instant wealth is tempting, isn't it? But this quest often led to disaster. The reality of El Dorado, Despite years of searching, no one ever found El Dorado. The expeditions were grueling and filled with dangers like disease, starvation, and conflict. Instead of finding riches, many explorers faced financial ruin and even death. The psychology of greed. Why do we fall for these schemes? Psychology offers some answers. Greed can cloud our judgment. When we see a chance to get rich quickly, our brains often ignore the risks. This is known as optimism bias. We overestimate the likelihood of positive outcomes and underestimate the negative. Historical downfalls. Take Sir Walter Raleigh, for example. His quest for El Dorado failed, costing him his fortune and his freedom. We see this pattern repeatedly throughout history. Those chasing quick wealth often face devastating consequences. Modern parallels. Fast forward to today, and we see the same story play out in different forms. Lottery tickets, Ponzi schemes, risky investments. The promise of quick money leads many to financial downfall. According to financial experts, most get-rich-quick schemes are too good to be true and often result in significant losses. The value of hard work and patience. So, what's the real lesson here? Success usually comes from hard work and patience, not shortcuts. Building wealth takes time and effort. The stories of those who tried to take the easy way out, like the explorers of El Dorado, remind us of the dangers of greed. Stay grounded and skeptical of too good to be true offers. Educate yourself about financial decisions. Remember, true wealth isn't just about money. It's about stability, health, and happiness. El Dorado remains a powerful symbol, not of wealth, but of the human cost of greed. Let's learn from the past and avoid the pitfalls of chasing quick riches. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe and share your thoughts. What lesson did you learn from the tale of El Dorado? Your insights are valuable.